Well, good evening, Snoqualmie Valley. I'm Lance Gibbon. I am the new superintendent for the Snoqualmie Valley School District, and I am super excited to be able to meet with you tonight and share a little bit about our upcoming levy elections. Tonight, we've got a little bit of a different format. We are live streaming. I will not be answering any questions on air. However, we do have our team available to answer questions in the chat below. So if you just want to post a comment or a question, we'll make sure to get you an answer, and those questions will stay up for everybody to see after the program is concluded. Well, this evening, I just want to start by saying just a huge thank you to you as a community for your patience and understanding during the start of the school year. I know it has been really difficult. We've had transportation challenges, staffing issues and shortages, just like so many other businesses in our community. And you have just been so gracious and kind to our staff and our team during this difficult time. I also know that all of the changing health guidance and everything that we've been getting from the state and from all the different agencies has been really difficult, and you've been very understanding about that as well. And then on top of that, we ended up with snow days and all kinds of other challenges, and again, your response has just been wonderful. We've seen an outpouring of kindness, of food and support from PTSAs and everybody just saying thank you to our staff that have worked so hard to get this year started, and that means a lot to us and to all of them. So thank you for that this evening. I want to just kind of take a little look back in time and just acknowledge just how difficult the past 2 years has been on everyone. I was actually going through some photographs from right before the pandemic, and I found this picture that was taken of me. This was right before the pandemic started. This was just in March. This was 2 years ago, and just three months later, this is how I looked. I don't know, you probably don't look that bad, but I bet a lot of you feel like that. It's been a hard time, and feels like we've probably put 20 years on your life. But this year, our focus has been to restore and bringing kids back together and providing the opportunities that we know that they need, especially from a social and emotional standpoint. And that's really why our team worked so hard at the very start of the year to make sure we removed every barrier possible for our students to get them back in school. One of the things that we started with was implementing Test to Stay. And this was a program, not every district was able to do this, but because we have an incredible team of nurses, we were able to offer a program that kept students in school, so we didn't have all of these quarantines and closures that we dealt with in the past. And the reason I bring this up tonight for a levy presentation is because we have 12 school nurses and 3 health room assistants. The state only pays for one of them. The rest of that is all supported through local levy dollars. We have one, I guess, that's paid for out of some federal funds just for this year only, but the rest of that is thanks to you as a community, and your investment is making a difference in removing barriers to getting students back in school. Also, because of that support, we were able to partner with Snoqualmie Valley Hospital to offer 28 vaccination clinics. I mean, these are just optional services to our families, but we know how much they appreciated that, including 8 clinics for ages 5 through 11 right before winter break. We had over half of our students took advantage of that with their families, and we know how important that was for those families, and again, how that's just a part of keeping our schools safe and getting kids back in school. And really, that was the goal. Looking back at the start of the school year, it was just incredible seeing the faces of our students as they got back into school. They arrived on their bicycles, and parents showed up. They were able to come and meet staff and reconnect with friends. We had families being able to visit classrooms and seeing their teachers, and just the excitement and the joy of just seeing school back to normal again. And we were able to get kids back learning in groups and participating in activities, PE classes where they're playing golf and having fun together, just dancing and moving, reconnecting with friends has been vitally important. Just even things like having crossing guard again and having students learning how to become crossing guards. We were able to have a lot of outdoor events. We had walkathons, special dress-up days for various holidays, even had a pumpkin patch at one of our schools. That was a really fun event. Hosted some Veterans Day assemblies, both in person and virtual events, crazy hair days, and even some of us got to get out and sing with the students during the holidays, which was a lot of fun as well. All of those things are about restoring that sense of normalcy for our students, and it was a lot of the investment and the support of our community that made that possible. And one of my goals during this fall was to actually get into our classrooms and see a lot of the learning and the exciting things that have been happening. And I was just thrilled to be able to visit so far over 340 classrooms and see learning in action, and connecting with our students was really a big part of that. One of the things that I saw was just the incredible uses of technology. Now, we know how important it was to have these devices to help support students during distance learning, but now those tools are being used to help students learn and demonstrate their learning in new and creative ways in school. In fact, this young man at Snoqualmie Middle School, he actually had used Minecraft, this video game, to create a 3D model of a cell, and he had labeled all of the parts, and you were able to explore the inside of this cell through this model. He knew everything about it, but he was using the technology to demonstrate that learning. And there are so many ways that technology has really helped enhance our students' learning experiences, and 80% of the technology in this district comes from the local levy. So that's a really big part of the investment. Arts is another area that is an important investment for our levy dollars, and it's near and dear to my heart. I'm a former elementary school music teacher, started my career teaching over in the Lake Washington School District, and so seeing music and seeing kids playing instruments and being back together again, that just certainly warms my heart. And then this is a great story. These are 4 young men from Fall City Elementary School. They are dual language students, and during Hispanic Heritage Month, they were actually able to go and visit all of the classrooms in the school and teach a little bit of Spanish to all of their peers. And the reason I share this is because many of our special programs that help support our learners in different ways are not fully funded by the state. And so it's levy dollars that help make sure that they get the educational experiences that those students need. Another example is special education. $3.5 million of your levy dollars goes to support our students with disabilities, and they just wouldn't have the same quality of services or the opportunities without that support and without that investment. All of our clubs and activities in Snoqualmie Valley are 100% supported by local levy dollars, including robotics. This is a picture from a couple weeks ago. We actually hosted, this is the second regional robotics competition we've hosted here at Mount Si High School, and it was just so exciting just to see all of these teams from around the region coming together and the students collaborating, working and creating and building. This is an incredible investment because an incredible opportunity because of your investment through the local levy. Another example is our green team at Mount Si High School. 35 students actually came out on a Saturday and planted over 200 native plants for a slough restoration project. Just an incredible project and a great opportunity for them to connect, build relationships, serve their community, learn about science, learn about the environment. Again, opportunities that would not be possible without the levy support. Next, I'd like to just play for you a short video clip. This is from our homecoming event that happened this fall at Mount Si High School. And the reason I'm sharing this with you tonight is because before the event, we actually had a kind of a fair, a festival of all of the different clubs and activities at Mount Si High School. So again, these are kind of levy-supported clubs and activities. But what I want you to look at is just the faces of our students, the excitement of them as they connected with each other and were back together, and also just the variety of opportunities that our students receive thanks to your local levy investment.
I can't sleep at night, I got so much left to say. What's on my mind? I got places I should be. Is anybody listening? Tell the world I'm breaking free. Here I come, I'm on my way. Yeah! I'm busting up my skin. If I'm playing, it's 'cause
Well, I don't know about you, but that certainly warms my heart just to see the smiles on the students' faces and just the energy and the excitement. And again, that's because of the support and the opportunities that you provide through our local levy. I also wanted you to see that video because of the goats in the video, and that connects with another great program and club here at Mount Si High School, which is our Future Farmers of America program. This is a picture of some of our students who actually competed in the Evergreen State Fair this summer in that program. And here's another photograph. This is actually a couple weeks ago. It looks a little different now. This is a picture of the barn that is being built across the street from Mount Si High School that will support our animal sciences program and our FFA and a number of other clubs and activities. And again, just opportunities that would not be possible without this community support and local investment. Of course, again, I want to go back to being a music teacher and a musician, being a part of the opening of our Performing Arts Center at Mount Si has just been incredible. And it was just so wonderful just to see all the concerts and programs and students able to perform for live audiences again there. And one of the things that was I thought was just incredibly special was right before our winter break, we actually had the first musical hosted at the Performing Arts Center, and that was Cinderella. And this is just an incredible example of a levy dollars supporting a variety of opportunities for students to connect and demonstrate their skills and their learning and connect with the community. This is some of the cast on stage. And between the cast on stage, the students performing in the orchestra pit, and all of the crew behind the scenes, there was over 100 students involved with putting this production together, and just a great example of your levy dollars at work. And then at Mount Si High School, our career and technical education programs are really second to none. If you have a chance to visit our facilities, we've got a tour coming up on March 8th, which is just a great opportunity to see the variety of programs that we offer. But these programs and opportunities would not be possible without some support from our local levy dollars. In fact, it's because of the levy investment that we've seen an over 20% increase in participation in career and technical education classes, as well as our elective programs at Mount Si. And that's just making a huge difference for our students. We're also finding that a lot of students are not pursuing four-year college anymore, and they don't need to because there are so many other programs and opportunities that are possible, but they don't really see them unless they have that chance to engage at school. And that's what our career and technical education programs provide them, is those opportunities and experiences to see what's possible and to explore their interests and just find their passions. This is a photograph from Friday Night Lights, and this was an incredible night at Mount Si where we had the community coming together at the homecoming. And the reason I share this with you is that this is a great example of all of our different programs coming together. You've got our cheer program, dance, band, choir, football, video. Everybody is coming together to put together events like this, and this is all possible because of those levy dollars. And just look at the packed stadium, and it's just a great part of bringing our community together that is possible because of your investment and support. And then this picture I put up just because I want to tell a little story about a young man named Jacob Schaefer. Jacob actually played football. He was a youth football player, got injured, and tried to play at high school, and just his injuries made it so that he was not going to be able to play. But he wanted to stay connected with the football team, and so he started shooting video for all of their games, putting together some highlight reels. And he had taken in some classes through our video program at Mount Si High School, and we saw some of the videos that he had put together, and we thought that maybe they were a professional videographer or maybe a parent or somebody in the community. Turned out it was a high school student, and so we've actually hired Jacob to do a video for each one of our sports, just to give the community a chance to see our sports in action, to help kind of celebrate all of the different opportunities that students are provided. And so I wanted to show you one of those videos this evening, and just for you a chance to see the incredible skill that Jacob has. And this is about a 1-minute long video, but he's created a whole series of these that are available on our Facebook channel and of course on our YouTube as well. So here, let's take a look at a video by Jacob Schaefer highlighting our volleyball team that actually went to state for the first time in 10 years. Well, I thought he did an incredible job putting those together, and I really encourage you to check out all of the other videos that Jacob has put together. And really, again, this is a great example of the Levy investment making a difference in the lives of our students. In fact, all of our clubs, all of our sports, all of our activities are 100% supported by our local Levy. And I can tell you a lot of success stories about our programs here in Snoqualmie Valley, but here's just a couple examples for you. This is our boys golf team. They won the King Co Cup, and they're qualified for the state finals. They'll actually be competing at the state finals coming up this spring, and so just an incredible success story there. And this is another great story. This is Caitlin Holt. She is our state diving champion in the 1 meter. This is really only a 3-year-old program at Mount Si, and we were super excited to see Caitlin's success. And then this is another wonderful story. This is Paris Prince, and Paris plays for our girls soccer team at Mount Si, but she is also the youngest woman to be nominated to represent the United States in the Deaf Olympics in Brazil in 2022, and we're super proud of Paris, and look forward to following her continued success. Well, this evening I want to shift gears now and talk a little bit more specifically about the upcoming replacement levies. But we've got a little highlight video that introduces a lot of this, a little animated video that I like to start with. So let's take a look at that, and then we'll unpack that a little bit afterwards together.
Hey Snoqualmie Valley, we're super proud of our schools. Our families and community tell us they appreciate the terrific opportunities we offer, our academic excellence, and how we're working to care for our students' well-being during difficult times. They also say that technology is more important than ever for preparing our kids for today's world. Our families have appreciated seeing us return to classrooms with our teachers and friends, and coming together for live music concerts, sporting events, and more. You'd think that funding from our state is what makes this possible, but that's not really true. You see, our state only covers what it calls basic education. It's our local levy that pays for important things like arts, activities, athletics, electives, and technology. We can't imagine school without those. It also supports special education as well as advanced and career classes for everyone. 20% of our budget comes from the levy, and that 20% makes all the difference. Just like the other school districts in our state, our levies have to be approved by voters every 4 years, like a subscription that will expire if you don't renew it. That's why our district is asking Snoqualmie Valley voters to replace our educational programs and operations levy, and our technology levy this February. The revenues generated from levies support programs, schools, and the people who work there. These include counselors, nurses, teachers, and paraeducators, just to name a few. It's such a big deal that 1 out of every 5 staff are paid through the levies. Currently, our district collects fewer dollars per student than most districts in our area. That makes it really hard for us to keep up in a tough labor market with inflation and problems getting the supplies we need. Our upcoming EP&O and Tech levies replace our expiring levies, but with rates slightly higher to help get us to average funding compared with our neighbors. These replacement levies must be passed to make sure all of our students have access to great learning opportunities, excellent teaching, wellness and safety support, and current technology that our community expects and our students deserve. With our community support over the next 4 years, these levies will help prepare all Snoqualmie Valley students for their lives and careers beyond school. Watch your mailbox for more information or visit our website at www.svsd410.org. And remember to vote by February 8th. This message was read by a real Snoqualmie Valley School District student.
Well, I thought our team did a great job putting that video together, and actually I wanted to add a little announcement tonight and let you meet the the person behind the voiceover. Actually, this is Lorian Shepard. Lorian is a 6th grader at Twin Falls Middle School, and I thought she did a great job for that, and so I wanted to give a shout out to Lorian. If you're watching tonight, awesome work on the video. Thanks for helping us with all of that. So if you haven't seen it already, we did actually send out a mailer to all the homes in Snoqualmie Valley that gave you quite a bit of information, and I'm going over some of that tonight. But if you haven't seen this, you can get one of these flyers online and take a look at it that way, or we have hard copies in all of our schools, so feel free to pick one up. But we're going to unpack that a little bit more this evening. So first, let's talk about the 2 levies that are going to be on the ballot. The first levy is the Educational Programs and Operations levy. We call it an EP&O levy, and we focused our levy around 3 themes. Around opportunities, we heard from our families that opportunities were important, that excellence in terms of the quality of programs that we offer, and then certainly in the wake of the pandemic, well-being of our students was vitally important. And then the second levy that is on the ballot is the technology levy, and this focuses on hardware, software, and training, and 80% of all of those things come from our local levy. The thing that I would start with this evening as a kind of a reminder is that levies expire. There's sometimes confusion as we look at our levies coming back every 4 years. Why are we asking for the levies again? Well, you run them for 4 years, they expire, and then you have to renew them if you want to have them continue. And this is true for districts across our region right now. So we sometimes call them a replacement levy because you have one levy that is going away, it's being replaced by another levy. But that replacement levy is really to help us continue doing the things that the prior levy had invested in. So let's unpack a little bit about what those things are. First, in the area of opportunity, you heard me talk earlier about our career and technical education and all of our elective classes and how levies have helped increase participation in those programs, which is vitally important. All of our extracurricular clubs and activities coming through the levy, and including athletics. And then at middle school, it's music, art, world languages, math pathways, all of those things are levy supported. And then finally, a lot of our advanced and specialized courses. And that's because we actually run smaller class sizes than what the state funds in those programs. And so the levy dollars allow us to provide those opportunities for smaller groups and more specialized instruction. In the area of excellence, I think the first and most important thing that we can invest in is attracting and retaining the very best staff that we can put in front of our students. And so that's really where investing in competitive wages and professional development help us attract and retain high quality staff members above and beyond what the state provides. We also put money into instructional coaches and curriculum to make sure the quality of instruction in our classrooms is at a high level. We provide support for our students that need extra help in reading and math with reading and math specialists or interventionists at the elementary level. And then, as I mentioned earlier, over $3.5 million of our levy funds support special education, serving our students with disabilities. And in the areas of well-being, you heard me speak earlier about the vital importance of investing in our nurses through our local levy, but we also support additional counseling help for our schools, and we know that's so important for our students during this time. And then another program that a lot of people don't realize the levy dollars help support is food service. And because we don't have as many students on free and reduced lunch, in order for us to offer a full service breakfast program and lunch program for all of our students, in a normal year we actually have to put levy dollars into that. That's not true this year just because we have the additional federal funding, but it will be as we look forward over the next 4 years. And then finally, in technology, this is our tech levy. Again, 80% of our funding for technology comes through the local levy, and that includes all of our student devices, our one-to-one laptops in grades 6 through 12. And we know how important that was for the beginning of the pandemic, and it is still today. Every student having their own device. A lot of people say, well, didn't we just buy those? Why do we need a levy if we've already purchased all of those devices? Well, it's a good question, but those devices were purchased now 2.5 years ago, and a couple years from now we're going to have to replace them. There's a lot of wear and tear, and we want to keep our technology up to date. It's the continuation, this replacement levy, that allows us to make sure that devices, technologies, it begins to age out or break down, that we've got the resources to update and keep those things current. And then safety and security, you probably are very familiar with our safety and security systems in our schools. That was a huge investment of our levy, and now the replacement levy will help help us make sure that those technologies stay up to date and stay current. And then we have devices for all of our elementary students, and that was, again, super important during the pandemic and really important right now, as well as support for all of our STEM classes, our science, technology, engineering, and math. And then finally, we're going to be investing, one new thing is looking at audio amplification systems in each one of our classrooms. Our newer schools have these systems. Basically what they are is they give a microphone for the teacher so the students can hear the teacher better, an extra microphone so the students doing presentations can be heard, but it also pulls in all of the audio from the computer, again, so the students can hear things clearly throughout the classroom, and that's an important investment that we want to make in the new, through the replacement levy. Staffing and professional development, again, 80% coming from the levy. All of our kindergarten through 5th grade coding classes, those kind of engineering hands-on classes, that is all supported by the local levy. The professional development, the training, the support, the staff that helps train our teachers on how to make good use of those technology tools, that is all supported by the levy, as well as our tech support staff. Again, 80% coming from the local levy. And finally, on the technology side, it is all the stuff behind the scenes that you don't see. This is everything from your Wi-Fi switches and routers and your networking pieces, your software that runs behind the scenes, and we're going to have to make some improvements to our aging fiber network. There's quite a bit of work that needs to be done, and this technology, this tech levy is going to help us accomplish that over the next 4 years as well. So just wrap it up tonight. Again, you kind of saw in the video, 20% of our budget comes from the levy. That's really very important. It's also important to give a little perspective on what we're asking for in the levy. This is a representation of all of the school districts in our region, and right now, in terms of dollars per student, our levy is the second lowest in the region, and that is going to create some challenges for us in moving forward in terms of meeting all of the needs that we have for our students. And so the proposed levy actually does help close that funding gap a little bit. Currently, our gap is about $600 below average for our region, and the proposed levy brings us to about $56 below what is typical in our region. So that is an increase. You saw that in the video, but it's not a huge increase. These are the proposed levy rates, $1.59 for the EP&O and 62 cents per thousand of assessed value for the tech levy. But that's a huge, huge investment in the success of our students. One of the things that I look at is we're looking at getting average levy dollars, but from my perspective, what I've seen in our community is well above average return on investment when you look at the quality of the programs and the opportunities that our students receive. And again, another way to kind of look at it in simplest terms is 1 out of every 5 staff members in Snoqualmie Valley is supported by the levy. That's almost 200 people that are helping to serve our students and provide them some incredible opportunities that are supported by that levy. So to close this evening, I want to just finish up with one more video clip, and then we'll just have a couple other items to share with you. This next video is going to highlight just again some of those opportunities that are provided for our students in schools.
There's a light from a million suns burning through your blood. Feel the rivers run, a window to the hope and wildest truth. It's all for you. There's a song and it sings in the air. Wonderful
Well, I am incredibly proud of what's happening here in Snoqualmie Valley, and I am truly grateful for your support that has made this possible. I hope that you've been inspired a little bit this evening and encouraged by what's happening in our schools. And I hope you learned a little bit about our upcoming EP&O and Tech levies. The ballots are due on February 8th, and it really is important, no matter what your perspective on the levies, to please get those ballots in and vote. Also, if you are looking for more information, we do have a lot more information on our website. So that's www.svsd410.org. This video will be posted there if you want to look at that at a later date, and it will remain here on social media and along with all of the questions and comments. So feel free to come back, and if you have additional questions, please reach out. We want to make sure that you get answers to all of your questions. And finally, be sure to follow us on social media. If you're not following us on Facebook, if you are on Facebook, please like our district page, come back to our district page. Everything that you've seen here tonight is there to take a look at, and great stories, so many more stories to explore as you visit our social media and our different sites. And so we encourage you to be a part of that community and celebrating and learning about the great things happening here in Snoqualmie Valley. So thank you again for your time this evening. Thank you again for your support, your patience, your grace, and for entrusting us in caring for your students. It truly is a privilege, and we're proud of the work that we do and proud of our schools, and just thankful for our community. Thanks so much. Have a great night. See you later.